there appears to be an idea that awakening or enlightenment is a rejig of the mind. It's just another added on experience to your um, life story. And of course, it is to the mind. Well, there's a belief that you are still this mind in this body. There is still a belief that you are evolving, improving, that you're in a world of non-duality, but there's still a me. Because you'll understand when a speaker, and of course there is a multi-purpose to awakening enlightenment. You experience, or something experiences, the destruction, the dissolution, the annihilation of all your history, of all you know. That pure amnesia experience. And it's a beautiful experience, but it's not the experience that you would want to push one or encourage one to go into, because the dark night of the soul, the overcoming or the facing up to that bliss, to that self, is one of the most frightening and most dangerous experience, because some can blame the body for it. They don't fit in. But it's the mind that does not fit in. The body always fits in. There's no bodies in this world, in this universe, no forms that are not pure and clean in their own way. Okay? They're not, it's not true. You see, the body's not looking for fame. It's not looking for status. It's not looking for wealth. It's not looking for joy. It's not looking for God. It's not looking for enlightenment. It's the mind that's always looking. So when the awakening and the enlightenment comes to destroy the mind, so in our mindset ways, it would say, well, the mind would not be happy with this because the mind is being destroyed. Anything that's being destroyed cannot be happy with. But the mind celebrates and worships itself because it has been set free, you see. Before your mind and or whatever you are is experiencing the destruction, the dissolution of the mind, you have a mind that says, oh no, I want to be free. I don't know what it's like to be free. I'm a prisoner. My body is bound. Everything, there's no idea or concept or imagination that can reveal what freedom really is, because the mind is a concept. The mind is an idea. The mind is based on theories. The mind is based on assumptions. All of this is assumption. It's all theories. This is a theory. It's actually here, but what it is just an assumption, yeah. We'll call it a body. Let's call it a body, yeah. Let's call this a finger. Let's call all of this names and identities. Let's give it some sort of description. Let's give it some sort of clout in this world. It already has clout, you see. We're already here. We don't have to have identities and names and anything. But the mind, it cannot abide this freedom. It cannot. So it has to move back into the body and move into certain places that it feels it's in control of. So awakening and enlightenment is freedom and liberation for the mind. The body is still at the workplace. The body is still I don't know, voting for their local councillor. The body is still eating food. The body is still having sex and you know, sharing exercises and whatever. Yeah, but the mind is now stable. The mind is now, oh, right, what do I do now? Because the mind knows that it is an essential tool, because that no-minded body, that wholesome, holy state, original you, it cannot work in this world because it's surrounded by ego minds, surrounded by identity, surrounded by ways, methods, practices, old stale rules, guidelines, regulations. So the mind says, okay, we have to get through this life. We have to get through this idea, this conceptual way. And the way to establish, to understand, if you are, if there is an experience, the experience of enlightenment, awakening is absolutely 100% pure. It's not the voice of God. It's not the revelations, right? It's what remains, you see. It's always what remains, you see. When you go on the roller coaster ride, there are many experiences, but what remains is that what comes off the roller coaster ride. The experience is gone. So there's a grounding. I'm back. Whew, that was wonderful. Yes. Oh, whew, yeah, great. Okay. When you understand that everything is theory-based, that the idea that words have strength, words are hollow. Silence has more power than any word, even I. The silence of consciousness, of life, is incredibly worth knowing. And you are that silence, you see. But you're surrounded by your own noise, you see. That's why when the mind is a noise, when the mind goes, there's just this incredible, beautiful silence. And it's freedom and liberation for the body. But the body's always free and liberated. The body's always taking care of itself. It doesn't need a mind to take care of itself. Yeah. The body can find food, the body can breathe, the body can sleep. The body doesn't need a mind to say, I'm going to get this for you, and I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to get so much things for you. The mind is doing it for itself. The mind is ego. The mind is that way of becoming separate and divisive and powerful. And it can be insignificant. You don't have to look forward or higher to be an ego. You can look downward. I want to be homeless. I want to be nothing. Right? That's also ego. So when you understand, and this is the experience, when you understand that the mind, when it is annihilated, there's a complete disassociation from life. Is that what you want, you see? Are you able to disassociate from everything in this world, even your body? Meaning, you walk about like some sort of zombie with a big smile on your face, because the body is disassociated from the mind. Because the mind is everywhere in its non-dual state, in Sat, Chit, Ananda, worshipping, loving, bliss. And you can watch previous videos, and you can watch many speakers who come on to YouTube who are in that Sat, Chit, Ananda state where they say nothing's happening. There is no me, there's no you, there's no nothing. And that's what mind is, because mind is everywhere except where it should be. Yeah? There's nothing here. I'm space, I'm clouds, I'm everywhere, you know. And it's absolute paradise, heaven, because the body is left alone, and the body can walk around, and it is controlled by consciousness. It's controlled by its own beingness. Yeah. The one, I'm going to give you one example, but every single word is an example. Every single word that describes something about humanity is an example that you have experienced, or whatever you are is experiencing pure life. When I say, when you understand attachment, yeah, I'm attached to things. Yeah, the mind is attached to my car, the mind is attached to my partner, the mind is attached to my job, okay? The mind is attached to my body, the mind is attached to the thoughts, the imaginations, the ideas, the concepts, right? When you understand that, right, you also understand detachment. Detachment means I don't care about anything. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. No, I don't care. You can go anywhere you like. You can do anything you like. Buddy, you can drink and eat and whatever you like. I'm not interested. I totally don't care. Detachment. The beyond these two states, because these are two opposing states, okay? The beyond these two states is, I don't know what they mean. The mind does not know what it means to be attached or detached. So it ignores these words. It's neither attached nor detached. When the mind is called back in, the mind can say, okay, Mr. Being, the one I'm representing, are you attached to that bed or detached to that bed? I'm neither. Okay, I'm going to take the bed away. That's okay. What are you going to do? I don't know, because I won't have the bed. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I'm not in charge. This I is not in charge of what's going to take place. Okay, I'm going to push you on the bed. And I'm going to keep you on the bed. Well, what are you going to do? I don't know. It's not taking place, you see. It's a thought, it's an idea, it's a concept. Attachment and detachment are ideas and concepts. Same as every other state, pain and pleasure. Concept. Yeah, idea. We didn't know what the word pain was or the word pleasure was until we used words to try and establish separation. I don't want to be pain, I want to be pleasurable. I don't want to seek the devil, I want to seek God. And now we have the ability to say whether your body has sexual organs of what we call a man or sexual organs of what we call a woman. I don't want to be a man anymore, I want to be a woman. I don't want to be a woman, I want to be a man. Those ideas of what I can do to change my life. And awakening enlightenment is when the ideas that you have a control of changing your life goes. And life just takes you. And you're unfolded to something every moment of every day where you don't know what's going to take place. And you can't even imagine what's going to take place. And there's no theory or idea of what's going to take place. And the body and mind come back and they negotiate and they shake hands and they say, this is how it will be. And the body or the being says to the mind, but if I need you in this world of ego, can I call you in? And mind says, of course you can. And mind says, let's try it. Are you attached to the bed or detached to the bed? I love my bed. You see? There's a dualistic meaning to life. But the dualistic meaning is either this or that. But the witness, the observer, that what your true state is neither this nor that. It's neither man nor woman. It's neither attachment or detachment. You are the witness to these things. So you are detached from all these things. You are completely detached from associating. But you're also attached to associating when you call the mind back in. So there's a control from the being over the mind. And the mind doesn't mind because it's free when it wants to be. And there's no negotiating because it's such a fine, it's like a Swiss watch. It's working like a Swiss watch. It's ticking away just absolutely ticketable. There's no need to negotiate. Everything just unfolds in its rightful place. And you know that there has to be something, whether it's consciousness, whether it's the consciousness of God, that is in control of the whole universe. And you relinquish all your control to this controller. And everything is purely as it is. So you cannot say you are enlightened and awakened to this state of amnesia, because you won't exist, you won't survive in this world, because there are reptiles out there that will take you away and put you in a mental hospital or put you somewhere out of the way. So you have to call in this pretend mind and say, yeah, I'm one of you guys today. If you only knew. Namaste. But that's ego, you see. If you only knew, you know what the speaker's talking about. You know what you are within you. You just choose to forget. You choose to imagine. You choose to theorize. You choose to pretend. You choose to compare. You choose to take ownership of all your conditioned and programmed information that you have chosen to take. No one forced it upon you, and no one can force awakening or enlightenment upon you. You have the choice to be whatever you want to be in this universe, and everything will unfold in your own time. And that's the only thing that is fact. And when you know, you live out a factual, real, what we call reality, a truthful life. It may be in this body, it may be in the next. Namaste.